Hey traders, I am back again with another video, and this video is just to continue from the last video that I put out here on YouTube. It's called the C-clamp trade. All right, I talked about some C-clamp trade setups that we use with Ichimoku. Now, most of you hear this called the rolling dragon, but that's not what I call this. I call this a C-clamp trade, and the reason is because you can see this big C-clamp looking formation that forms with the Tenkan-sen here and your Kijun-sen. So how I decided to take this trade, and this is the US dollar Swiss franc daily time frame. I did not enter on the daily time frame. I'm going to show you how to do this trade a little bit, and then I'm going to get out of your way. All right, so let's go first start off here. This is the daily time frame. I did not enter on this time frame. I saw the setup based off of this time frame. And the setup is because you could see how far price is getting away from Kijun-sen here. Price doesn't like to be that far away from Kijun-sen, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is you can see these how tight we had this move here. How tight you see Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, they're tight together, squeezed together, right upon each other. They are now one. When you see that, that means you had a pretty big move here. And once you get a big move like that, the market likes to really come back, get an equilibrium, you get a pullback. All right, so we got a pullback. Now, I like to use fractals a lot, so we broke these fractals. That was an indication to me of what was going on with the market. So I wanted to go to the 4-hour time frame to get a better entry. Now, my targets, I have a couple target levels that I'm going to shoot for to take profit. So first off, if I'm looking just using a daily, that's going to be one target. My other target is going to be here. And then my final target will be here. Now, if I continue, I'm not going to take profit based off of just that. I'm going to see if the market's going to allow me to go farther. Because if I break all these targets, I'm going to continue to go until we break the Kumo on the other side. So these are just targets that I look at. Now, I don't take profit at a target most of the time. It's just I want to see what price action does at that target to see if I'm going to get a chance to get a better trade, get more out of my trade. All right, so I showed this setup in the last video, as I said, and it's the US dollar Swiss franc. So go back and look at that, see how I talked about that, but I'm showing you pretty much what I was talking about now. So I want to go to the 4-hour time frame, show you how I'm getting into this trade. Now I use some price action to get into this trade, all right, because look in here. Ichimoku's telling me a big clue to the market, all right? This market, pretty much, you see we had a move to the upside, then we started going sideways, boom, 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 sideways, right? And you had all kind of crossovers here, and then you could see the market had fractals all over the place. I use fractals major for my trade, and that's going to be a big decision of the way that I trade the market and the direction that I trade. Most traders don't even look at fractals. Don't even think about fractals, but fractals map your market for you. They tell you everything that you want to know. Along with Ichimoku here, you could see we have TK crossover right here. That's bearish, all right? Price is below the Kumo here, which is very bearish, and we're below Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. That's super bearish. My future is dark. Sorry, I got a dark future, so that means my future is bearish right here. We had a Kumo twist right here. We changed from blue to brown. For me, that lets me know what the bias is of the market. So when we turn brown, that's bearish. We turn blue, that's going to be bullish. Chiku span here is below price, major. That's a big sign. But we're going to have some issues getting through this cloud. We need to break through that cloud. That's a little support level there. So we want to see Chiku span get through that cloud. So my thinking when I saw this trade, all right, so let's backtrack. All right, first thing I did, I saw the trade. I saw the setup, the C-clamp setup. Once I saw the setup, I knew that maybe we'll see a pullback. I could counter trend trade this. It's not really even a counter trend trade because really the whole overall market direction is basically in this range right here, right? You can see that. So for those of you that really don't see it, I'll draw it out. I'm going to do it quickly, but we're pretty much in this range area here. And I'm looking at the overall market. So that's what we see here. We're pretty much in between this level. We haven't made a real defined level of where we want to be going. We're going from this point almost back up to this point, but we're kind of like might be a slight triangle, but maybe price is going to continue to move up to this point because that's going to be the resistance point. So maybe after this pullback, we'll see price attack that level again up here, which is roughly around 103, 108. All right. But currently we're looking at this counter trend trade, that's what a C clamp move is going to be, pretty much you could call it, because your previous move was bullish. And then now we're looking for the pullback, which is bearish. We get in on the pullback. Now, I showed you target levels. I showed you this is the formation I see. You see the tightness of the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. They are tight together, squeezing each other, holding each other very tight. And then they finally break apart. When they break apart, they do not like to be that far apart from each other. But Tenkan-sen takes off, not realizing that his lover is not there anymore. So he looks back and she's down here, and he says, baby, we got to get back together again. So they get close. They're going to get close again. All right. So when they get close again, of course, you know, that's based off of price. Price is moving back towards equilibrium, which is this Kijun-sen here. The Kijun-sen represents market equilibrium. That's what the market likes to be in. A perfect market is in equilibrium. All right. When market's out of equilibrium, that's not a perfect market. So the market's going to pull back to equilibrium, and then maybe we'll see what happens there. Now, equilibrium doesn't mean we have to pull all the way back to this point. Okay. But now you saw how we see the trade. We see the setup, because I told you they were tight. Then they got apart and they want to get back together. We could see price is far from the Kijun-sen. You got a big C clamp looking move here. This is the basis. You can see that big C right there. So let me draw it out for you in case you don't see the C. All right. So that's a big C right there. See that C? And then if you ever look at a C clamp, if you know what a C clamp is, most of you should probably know. But if you ever look at one, that's what it looks like pretty much. It looks like this clamp thing that you use for, you know, when you're working with tools and stuff to clamp stuff down. So that's what that C clamp is. Now, let me get off of that. Okay, so you see where I saw the trade, why I thought about the trade going to the downside. Now, this doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's a pretty solid trade. It's one that you really could look at. Now, we're not sure how far price is going to drop. That's why we have our levels, and then we watch and see what the market's going to do. All right, so go back to the 4-hour time frame, because the 4-hour time frame is where we want to get into the market. And on the 4-hour time frame, we're trying to get a better entry than we could get on the daily time frame. That's why we just go to the 4-hour. Otherwise, we could trade it on the daily, but we'd probably miss out on some of our profit, because what I'm going to show you, go back again, sorry. Maybe with the daily, you know, we may have to enter later. We want to get in the market as soon as possible. The daily may get me in a little later than I want to, which will give me a little less profit, because we don't know how far this is going to pull back, or, you know, whatever. So, and plus you also have a bigger stop loss, which gives you bigger risk. So I'm going to go back to the 4-hour now. We're going to the 4-hour, and now we're going to explain this 4-hour trade setup. What we see, everything's bearish with Ichimoku, right? So if everything's bearish, we want to be going to the downside, because we got our bias from the daily, which told us possible pullback. All right, because we got market disequilibrium, and we got C clamp, a big C clamp with Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen far apart. So all those signs tell me that the market's going to fall to the downside. Same thing if you see it on the reverse, that means the market's going to move to the upside. I believe I showed that with the Euro US dollar. So you could go back and look at the Euro US dollar, and you see that probably already moved up to the upside. And I already looked at that, and yes, it did. But with this here, we got a TK crossover again. That's one of your signals in Ichimoku, which is this is a bearish one. And we got a future, which from your Kumo twist, so your future is dark. That's what you want. You got Chiku span below price and starting to break below this Kumo. We need to break that Kumo. If we don't break that Kumo, we're going to see some ranging down here for a while. But I think overall, eventually we'll break it. We may see a pullback on this move right here. So price may have trouble getting past this point right here for a minute, which means we could see price bounce here and move up a little bit, and then maybe bounce back down. So you might see it do something like this. All right, you may see price bounce off of this level, maybe move up a little, and then attack. All right, so you could see something, you might see something like that. All right, so that's what we're looking at here. But I think we'll eventually see price get through there. It's Wednesday evening. I think you see Thursday, you get some good trading through Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. All right, so we got all bearish signals. With all those bearish signals, I had to find my entry now. So we have signals telling us that we want to go to the downside. Now we have to just find our entry, and I used price action to do that. Basically, we saw price move down and then pull back up here. We got inside this TK crossover. We got inside this Tinkerson-Keejensen zone here, and inside that zone, I wanted to look for my trade, or else I want to see price bounce off of the Keejensen here and then trade to the downside. But I still want to use the price action, so I got a rejection candle here, right? With that rejection candle, I just place my entry below the rejection candle and a stop loss a little bit above it. I'm a little bit above the Keejensen, and then I let price triggered me in here, pulled back a little bit, and then went back down. And now we're in the positive with this trade. We need to violate this level here, that 1000578 level. We need to get through there, because if not, we're going to see price bounce a little bit and come back down. It's going to move up a little, then come back down. But that's how I entered this trade, and this is a trade that we show a lot of in our we talk about this in our members forum and in our chat room and the videos that I send out for members. So guys, I'm gonna continue to keep giving you this free stuff and this stuff that you get on YouTube, but you can also come visit me at my site fx@oneglance.com, and I'll be posting some free stuff there too. I'm going to try to get more to the open, get more stuff out for everybody, but I also have to do a lot of things for the members, because that's what they expect and that's what I do. So I'm asking you to see if you want to become a member, then just come to my site and you'll see where it says become a member, and you can get stuff like this all the time. We have weekly and daily webinars, chat room, forum. And if you don't want to do that, then you could just continue to follow me here. I'm going to be posting stuff. Also, even if you don't become a member, do come to my site, because on my site, go to the blog. I'm going to start uploading stuff to the blog, so you want to be able to know when I'm sending things to the blog. So you can come to the website and subscribe to my blog, because you'll see that subscribe right as soon as you hit the front page. You'll see that subscribe, and then that'll give you a chance to be able to receive this stuff whenever I put something out, because I'm going to put stuff on the blog, and I'll continue to put it on YouTube too. And most of the stuff on the blog will be free to most people, and if it's something special or different, then you won't be able to get into that posting of the blog. But pretty much everything will be pretty free there, so that's no big deal there. All right, but yeah, guys, I'm done here. I think that showed you the trade. I'm going to watch this and see how far it goes, see how much profit we could get out of this, and I'll update you on this trade, let you see where we end it. And until next time, guys, God bless. Have a great one. We'll see you.